You ever done the trails down there?
But guess what? I'm like 8 minutes away from here, from my work.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It's really helpful.
Well, I came by your work that time to...
Yes.
I will do whatever I have to do to make things happen.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you're a no excuses kind of man. Also, did you get a new phone?
People. I did, probably from the last time you've seen me.
You guys need anything from me?
We appreciate your energy. Thank you as always.
I just need to wrap it about like 4:20-ish.
Oh, I thought 5:30. You said 5:30.
That might have been Tyler.
Yeah.
I can do like 4:30. I have
4:30.
after.
At 4. I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't. We'll do our best. We'll do our best.
Yeah.
It'll be 4:30 somewhere around there.
Okay.
I promise. I promise. Thank you, sir. All right. Are you ready for this?
Yes. I am. Now that I got that hair out of my eye.
Well, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Hope you're awesome. And I don't even like to... I feel like but people do watch the full episodes. I put the full episodes on there. People actually do watch
Yeah,
it.
of course they do. Here, let me put my phone on silent. All right.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Saving Humanity podcast. Here with my friend Columba.
Yeah.
You're awesome also. Okay. This is the first question I had for you. So you've sort of explored a lot of different viewpoints. I was thinking about this, just how you are. What's something you used to believe that maybe you don't anymore? Like as you go on your evolution of things, and like you don't have to say like when I was 16, but like what even in the last like 6 or 7 years have you changed your thoughts on?
Oh man. There are a few things. I would say that as I've gotten older, I have been way more understanding and empathetic. And I didn't know that was possible because I already felt like I was. But to be honest, if I like really look back throughout the years of my life, I feel like I've probably sat on a high horse, kind of was judgmental. Even if I wasn't judgmental to them, in my mind, I'd be like, oh, how could they do that? Why would they do that? And now I've gotten to a point where I can, even if I've never done something similar to what they've done, I can still understand like something happened there that got them to that point. And so I think, I've just become way more understanding of why people do bad things, why people make bad decisions. And I don't even know if I believe in like bad people anymore. I think there's ill people. There's people that have definite like mental problems. So aside from like something happening like internally, I think most of us are just doing what we can with what we have and how we started out in our childhoods.
And also there's like, I say this a lot, but it is true. Like evolutionarily, we evolved from people who could like do some pretty crazy things and also like flip our switch pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So that's why like when people are like, oh, someone betrayed me or something, it's like,
right,
dude, we came from people who acted in their self-interest. Like we're the ones who evolved, and we came from a very select group of people who were constantly looking out for their own self-interest. For
themselves.
Yeah. Right. And then so we can raise to a higher level of consciousness. And also when you're in a society like ours, you probably get higher if you can work in tribes, because we don't have to worry about like just living anymore, like surviving. We're a little more advanced.
Yeah.
In general though, like yes, but it's a real thing where we're always acting in our self-interest.
In our best interest, right. And I think, I don't know why we've come to such a hostile place towards each other. But yet we all have skeletons. We all have things that we are not ashamed of. Again, unless you're an animal or, but yeah, unless you're a small puppy or a baby. Like you have done things that you're not proud of. But yet everyone is like pointing the finger at each other. So yeah, I think, and unfortunately that took me making my own mistakes to realize well, do I see myself as an evil person? Am I like looking to harm others?
Mm-hmm.
No, but what am I looking? Why am I doing the things I'm doing? Well, because I have needs and I have desires, and we all have them.
Yeah.
And what are we going to do to meet those needs? Some people will do whatever it takes.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I think
that's pretty accurate. That's just how we are as humans.
Yeah, and it just makes me so really makes my life a lot more peaceful, because I'm like, man, you know, this person hurt me, but like, man, the amount of things that could have happened in their life to cause them to be this way, that really has nothing to do with me.
Mm-hmm.
So it really, just puts things in perspective for me.
Does working with people, I know you have a specific task and like specialty, but does working with people, like in your career, does that register or resonate very strongly with when you watch human behavior there?
Yeah, I think everywhere. I think I see it everywhere. Yeah, I mean, my work is like back office work.
Mm-hmm.
So I work a lot with like internally with my coworkers.
Mm-hmm.
And there have been conflicts where, you know, again, things like that, people can lash out, but
Mm-hmm.
it's usually always something happening internally or something happening in their personal life.
I know. It's crazy, like, what a poor night's sleep will do as well.
Right,
like,
right,
our
yeah.
brains are just like, we like resort to like this primal 8-year-old kid or something. Yeah,
no, it's true. We are truly like, man, I can't believe I ever thought adults had it together.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe that.
That's so true. It's we're all doing the best we can.
Yeah.
How do you decide what you actually believe, like what you like filter in, and like what you actually sort of attach to? Because you're definitely an independent mind.
Yeah. Do you mean like how, like what my values are, or how do I decide?
Because you take in a lot of information from a lot of sources.
Yeah.
Different from most
Definitely.
women your age, and which is awesome. And you know how I feel about that, and your how you are, but also like you do take in a different, just different perspectives. And how do you sort of filter that?
Oh, right, yeah. So I always like ask myself, you know, to how far can it be taken? Because sometimes you want to be careful about like how much you're consuming, and that's obviously going to indirectly affect your biases, everything. It's going to affect the way you see the world, right? So I try not to take too much of one thing, but I just always have to bring it back to myself and like how it applies to me, and that I can change my mind at any point. And with new information, I can look at something in a new light, which I do all the time, constantly. And so, yeah, I think, but unfortunately we live in a world where like if you say something, that is now like written in gold, and people hold you to that. So, so I think like as a collective, we need to all understand that we are all consuming a lot of information, and that people are allowed to change their minds. And as far as like how I filter it, it can be so difficult, right? Because some sides have very good points and others have very good points. And where I usually end with the conclusion, like, neither is fully right and neither is fully wrong. So there's just different ways of looking at things. But yeah, like to find the ultimate truth, that's another conversation.
That's a tough one. What is I'm gonna talk more about just things but this was these are just pre-screened things I just always thought about. I didn't ask you last time, and I had for you last time we didn't get to. Okay. What's something that sort of your culture or your upbringing that you appreciate more as you've aged? Like, I know family's important to you. Obviously, your history with your family and all the things that you shared. But like, what's something that you appreciate more as you sort of aged?
Yeah, I think something that I appreciate a lot now that I'm older is just how strict my parents were with me.
Okay.
They were protective. They did not let me have sleepovers.
Okay.
I had sleepovers with a girl that lived in front of me,
Yeah.
and we lived like literally a stone away, so it was
Right.
a little different. And my family knew her family.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She would sleep over, I'd sleep over. It was just kind of back and forth like that. But as far as like anything else, I really
Yeah.
maybe church related things.
Catholic. Grew up Catholic?
No, LDS.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was Mormon. I got baptized, everything. I mean, I guess I never know what they say, like you're active still if you have like your
You
records
have
in
it.
the church, which
Okay.
I guess I do.
Yeah.
But I'm not, I
When's
don't
the last
go to
time
church.
you went to church or went to the temple or anything?
Years.
Like-
Years. I did go to church, not on my own accord, like the other day, but I
Okay.
went to be with my mom, to support my mom.
Is your mom still going
Yeah.
to church once in a while?
Yeah, she still goes.
Does your dad go with her or no?
No, but he
Okay.
very strongly believes in
Okay.
the Mormon church and
I didn't know that.
yeah,
Okay.
and Jesus Christ. Yeah,
I like your dad. I met him and
he's a he's
yeah.
a funny guy.
I liked him. I liked him when I met him and your brother.
Yeah,
Um,
but yeah, I'm thankful for the way that
mhm.
they just. It's just unfortunately, it's like no matter what, I was gonna hate it. So like,
Mhm.
it didn't matter. Like any kid is going to hate that.
Right.
But looking back, I now see the difference between the parents
Mhm.
that don't give a shit
I agree.
and the parents that do.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I agree.
and I think to myself, okay, yeah, there
Yeah.
was a
Yeah.
payoff there that
Yeah.
I didn't know. It
Yeah.
was,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it all comes clear to you in the
Yeah.
end. And so I think if I ever have kids one day, then I'm okay with being the bad guy
Mm-hmm.
now
Right.
for the sake of like
Yeah.
the well-being of my child. But
No, that's a good dude. You're. This is why you're here. You have a very good disposition on things. I don't. So I wonder if this is like an LDS or like a woman thing. Which one?
yeah.
Could you look in that camera?
Yes.
Okay. Now look at that. So look at the person. So look at that, and then everyone can see you.
Yeah.
And then you are worried about the smallest gap in your teeth. Could you tell us why?
Yeah.
So I don't. I love people. I have
Right.
many friends. I hang out with all different types of people. And if this is vulnerable, you don't
No,
talk
no,
about
it's
it.
fine. It's funny.
But you have a small gap that is like layers within. Like it's a few teeth back there.
It's right here.
And that is an issue relative to how you maybe see yourself, or do
Right.
you just want to optimize things? I mean, obviously you're big
Yeah.
into fitness. Do you think that you're addicted to like maybe we talked about this before, and you admitted that like
Yeah.
people are always at you, and you don't strike me as someone who's like, I mean, I've known you for years, and you're not like validation seeking, or like you're not that, and like but I know, I wonder like if it's because like your outer shell is a certain way where you're like you're used to getting a reaction, or maybe like do you think deep down like you want to be like, and for me I don't care because I'm a man, it just doesn't matter
It's
to
a little
me.
different.
I work out and I take care of myself, but it has no mine is my energy and my personality. I mean,
Right.
I feel like I can almost cultivate a relationship with anybody, like for a lot of different reasons, just on like I have this very grounded energy I can share
Right.
at any time. I mean,
1,000%. I agree.
I am like very into it,
yeah.
but you can too. But I also know that like maybe well, talk. I don't want to put.
No,
you tell
no.
me tell me
Yeah.
what's going on with the gap and everything. And
So that's where I actually want to correct you, because
Okay,
you
okay.
said I'm someone who doesn't look for validation.
okay,
I think
not overly validation.
overly
Okay.
validation. Okay.
uh.
I think that it's like, yeah, it's we inherently all want attention.
Okay.
I think so. To have a social media is inherently wanting to receive attention. And in whatever purpose you think that is,
No,
it can be for good
Yeah,
and it can be for
right.
bad.
Agreed.
I think there's a
Agreed.
lot of people like yourself who we both know you could do certain things to make this podcast completely blow up, but that's not your goal. Your goal is not for, shock factor
Right,
or anything.
right.
You want real value.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, but I was and still am to a certain extent very insecure. I, I don't know if it's a woman thing. I don't know what that is, but I do know that about myself, that like I've struggled with that my whole life. So I definitely don't see myself as like the best and coolest and hottest thing on planet Earth. So because I'm like painfully aware of that, yeah, I think that I just like, I think to myself, well, what's the solution to that? I can either like hide in my room
Be
about
sad,
it, or I can like do
Work on
things to
yourself.
optimize
Work on
myself.
yourself.
And so, and yeah, I think it's, yeah, like I got a boob job in 2020. Like
Okay.
these are things that are like clearly that is technically validation seeking.
Right.
But I don't necessarily believe that's like a terrible thing. It's also not super unrealistic. I think that we all need to come to the terms with the fact that we're all here on this earth to connect with each other, to hopefully maybe find friends, life partners,
Right.
have kids. So like these are all things that like are all inherently
You're just
attention
optimizing.
seeking.
You're optimizing your
Right.
and so one thing about like the LDS culture, we have the highest per capita plastic surgery
Yeah.
in the United States, which is fascinating. Like our
Yeah.
and again we're talking about per capita. So the number of people who live here per capita, we're the capital of really the whole world in plastic surgery.
Yeah. Yeah. I've heard that.
People are always. I mean, women have them all the time. Like you see the eye stuff, or like, and now like with the lips, like everyone gets lips done.
Yeah.
And like I'm so used to looking at them. It doesn't even bother. Like when I first moved here, I would kind of look twice at.
And you'd be kind of like, what is
now,
that?
now I'm used to it. It's kind of nice now. Like I mean, it's not nice, but like I'm used to it. Like when you're
Nice on the eyes?
well, it's like nice like that people try. Like it's
Yeah.
nice that people try. So
That's
instead
a
of
sweet point.
I mean, like you mentioned, like the plastic surgery, like plastic surgery and therapist. Everyone has a therapist.
Right.
I don't have a therapist. It's hard for like growing up in the South. It's just such a different culture. I think there's something to like the LDS culture too. I know you're not in it, but I think there is like this optimization thing where it's like an acceptable thing to just keep working on yourself, which is beautiful. So I love it. I think it's good.
Do you like lip filler on women, or do you?
Do I like it? You know, if it looks natural. If it looks natural, I suppose. Right. I mean, now they've got it technology so good where it can look natural even if it's not.
I think they haven't perfected it yet.
They definitely have
the lip filler. They have not perfected it yet.
But it's better than it was, and
I'm sure.
And women can do, I think, a little bit. First of all, I appreciate your question. To what my, I think I like. I mean, if I'm just gonna say like a physical. I mean, this is sort of a low. I don't think this is low vibrate. I don't know what this is. This is So I would say, I think, I mean, the thing is, I talk to so many. Like, it's hard for me. I feel like I don't know how to say this without like. I mean, I'm 38 years old. I've never been married. I've pretty much. I don't know how to say this. Like, I've hung out or experienced almost every type of
woman
physical outer shell you can have,
right?
And
that's a good way to put it.
At that point, I don't. It's not. I really. It just. I mean. I know this sounds crazy, but like our outer shell, that's just our outer shell. There is our essence, our vibration, what we share. I like that. Even in like guys, like I can resonate, or the people I like to hang out with, or So, but I guess, I mean, signs of, I think for like an evolutionary standpoint, any signs of like someone is healthy, that they could have a child, I think those are things that like long hair and like hip to waist ratio. We talked about that the last one. I just men. I heard a stat the other day, like if with a woman's ass, it's like a man can see in like 0.3 seconds or some crazy number who has a nice ass because
oh, I'm sure it's immediate. It's just in their nature.
Because why are we on this? A thicker ass, like a thicker ass, is immediate indication of fertility. Right. Therefore, we are the only species, including your son, including your father, and I'm not getting on you. I like women are so like some women. I mean, awesome people like you, because I meet so many people, I can screen the ones that I want to hang out. But then there's like
Right.
half the women. Like I mean, some of the feeds I get are people that like my friends, the videos that they like. I'm like it's so anti-male. We've talked about this, but
Right.
but it's like they have no idea, like evolutionarily, why we are here is because, and the only reason, like nature selects for certain things. It's like the people who were big, had broad shoulders, could fight, could survive, had a big frontal lobe. We're all the descendants of them, the
Right.
ones who act in our self interest. Also, from a procreation standpoint, it was the people who were healthy enough to give kids. Those were the ones that, like, the men who didn't have a selection for women with big asses. They may have had sex with other women, but they couldn't birth the kids, and that lineage of people died out. Just like animals.
So the strong and the, I guess,
The
hottest survived.
Yeah, but it was not hot at the time.
Yeah,
It was just a preference.
Purely survival.
Yeah, well, it was people who were predispositioned to liking a fatter ass, so to speak, because they could have more children. Those were the ones who went out, and therefore they have that, and so we all have the inclination of like, ooh, this.
But did you see how it shifted? Like, I mean, in the 2000s, it was like
skinny,
skinny,
Yeah.
with big tits. Like
Yeah.
that, the boob job was like booming.
Mm-hmm.
Fake breasts, but like, but when I look at pictures back then, I'm like, oh, they were definitely the women back then were conditioned. And as a woman, I know like what expectations they have of us physically.
Sure.
So I'm like, oh wow, I would have thrived back then. Like I was petite.
Stop. You're not bad. I feel like women are so hard.
No.
So.
I'm just saying, like, wow, that would have been a lot easier than having to build a lot of muscle, which right now that is the aesthetic.
Are you using a protein shake or anything? Yeah.
Yeah, I always, but like I eat food, protein,
You should get like on like the like some of the
creatine.
Yeah, and creatine and
Yeah, I take
even
all
like
that.
estrogen or something. Get your estrogen up. I don't know. Testosterone. Women are getting like small doses of testosterone. I've heard that's.
No.
But I know. I agree. I wouldn't do it yet, but I think it has. Okay, but also I want to tell you this.
Yeah.
In the Victorian era, men liked thicker women. So like 200-300 years ago, men were also into thicker women. So like evolutionarily, men have the fertility. Because of the Industrial Revolution, we no longer have to have our evolutionary instincts aren't met. Plus, like, people became smarter. Like the IQ of the population got smarter and smarter and smarter.
Okay.
And so we could survive longer. So it wasn't just like live till you're 22 anymore. It was like, and at that age, you were like, okay, at 16, you have to have sex with somebody in the tribe, probably multiple people. And then like that was procreation. You ended up dying at 22. As we became a smarter species, we had more. It's just like some people are born gay. Therefore, like a natural part of like the population has certain preferences, which are now more inclinations that were not as prevalent to survival the last couple hundred years since the Industrial Revolution, last 150 years, as opposed to before that, where it was all about survival. Now, our hardwiring is tens of thousands of years old, hundreds of thousands of years old. So like it's still built in us. But yes, because like it could be a dude who likes men. I mean there are. I have a neighbor. He's gay.
Yeah.
I mean it's like some guys just look at men and they just want to have sex with them.
Yeah. It's just unexplainable for them. It's just
exactly. So like
second nature.
So there's always that there, but the dominant gene, at least early in our human history, and even like I said, it showed back up in the Victorian era where men. And I wonder like how many.
That,
yeah. And I feel like. Yeah, it's a whole thing too. Like also like it's about our DNA and like our natural genetics because like let's say you're Hispanic, you're Latina.
Yeah.
You want to evolutionarily, you're looking, and whether you know it or not, you're trying to look for somebody who complements something that like you may have a weakness in. So like if you're Hispanic, maybe you, and yours is mixed blood too, so maybe you have an inclination toward like a certain sort type of European because you're like, and I'm not saying
because the Spaniards dominated us.
I'm just giving you because your ancestors were more inclined to Europeans. Whoever had sex with, however, so you're probably 60% European, but like on your indigenous side,
the Aztecs,
whoever that first ancestor of the indigenous side who mated with the European,
Yeah.
they were naturally dispositioned to it. So in your genetics, you also now part of it was location and proximity, which is like even like we have like Neanderthal blood, like Europeans have a little, because Neanderthals and humans were having sex. Like it don't take much. If you get people in the same vicinity, it just a matter. You can't stop it.
Yeah. For sure.
But because we're the descendants of the people who like the two most sexual animals on this earth are chimpanzees and humans.
Yeah.
There is nobody that has sex more than like us. For everybody else, it's like for literally for mating.
Just for that
it's
purpose.
for procreation.
Yeah.
It's like taking a pee.
But monkeys do it just for fun.
Yeah, just monkeys do it for fun,
and
then humans and then humans do it. In fact, humans are like way above like humans are the sexiest.
Oh, I'm sure.
Where sexiest relative to participate in the art of that.
Yeah.
Higher than any other animal, and so because of that, we are naturally all dispositioned to it.
Mm-hmm.
And we also, no one in our ancestry has ever not reproduced. The fact that we're alive, that's a very indicator that like we are always pinging. But your ancestor, who was indigenous down in Mexico or whatever, who procreated with the Spaniard, she was dispositioned for it and proximity to it.
Right, that's a factor.
That's a factor, and also what we find attractive is what helps our immune system for our offspring. So if someone complements something that you have, it's like people of different races are attracted to people of different races sometimes because they're complementing your genetic code. Your immune system.
Making up for what they lack, or do you mean like
with immune system and things of that nature. So you're attracted to people who complement your immune system, or who you think have like a genetic cheat code to help your offspring in some way.
Yeah, that makes sense. That is so interesting.
So we're constantly looking for that. We're constantly, and people don't even know.
Yeah, it goes beyond us. That's why man, do you believe in free will?
Yes, but our evolutionary psychology and our biology gives us the template for the free will. So we're constantly, our goals are hardwired into us because like we came from a select group of people. Mitochondrial Eve, you can date it back like 40,000 years. That's where we all came from. So mitochondrial Eve lived in Africa, and that was like the first. All of our mitochondrial DNA only comes from our mother's side, and they can trace it back to like one person, at least pretty accurately. And so like we evolved like 40,000 years ago in Africa, and because and depending on where you're from too, like in Europe, it was like Europeans have only been around for like 8,000 to 10,000 years. Because they were basically small tribes of people, so it was like a few people created everything, and so like how much do we actually, can we even think for ourselves or have free will?
Right.
It's within the ethos of, like you said, procreation, survival.
Right.
But the thing is, as humans get smarter, and our ancestors were the best ones of the best because we're here today.
Right.
Statement
in itself.
Yes, we can transcend. What made our world much freer is because the birth rate of smart people kept going up, the peasant class became filled with, like in Europe, which is really the cradle of modern day democracy or civilization as we know it. It got pushed into the peasant class, the really smart people, because at the time the people who had resources had so many kids because they had access to everything. Yeah. And then what happened was the IQ got smarter. That's what when you had the Magna Carta in like 1215, because it was the first thing where it was like men have rights that a king can't give them. And then like America was like John Locke, which was like men have natural rights, which is you don't have to have permission from another person. Your property rights come from God. If God being like this esoteric thing, but that's now like the accepted way that like even like socialist societies work, where it's like you all have a vote and all this kind of stuff. That was not happening. That was discovered later, but it was a bunch of very high IQ people who created these things. So around the time of our revolution was like the time at the Enlightenment period, and Enlightenment was not like poems. It was men realized that they could quit fighting each other and killing each other and build businesses, and everybody wins. There were several thinkers. It was like Voltaire. It was like, what was that? John Jacques. I can't remember his name. It was, John Locke. It was Adam Smith. Like those were like the pioneers of like the Enlightenment period.
Yeah.
And that was like right around our revolution. And so those books were circulating like in Europe, and they were circulating in North America because you had new technologies like the printing press and all these things. And then people were reading them and they were going, you're right, we don't have to have a king.
Yeah, they started thinking for themselves.
Yeah, exactly. And so those, but it was like high IQ people. If those dudes came to like if you watch like commercials from like 100 years ago, they're more intelligent than than they are now. Like our IQ has gotten lower because we've had mass production of food and stuff. Like this is the thing people don't understand. Like there's going to be a liquidation.
Wait, tell me more about that. So because of the mass production of food, as in like we're just not out. We're not out there in like the trenches getting the food.
Yeah.
So that makes us like our IQ collectively decrease.
No, because infant birth rates are lower. It's not as hard to survive anymore. So if you're born in the Western world, no matter what I work with folks with special needs. They have no IQ, and people have taken care of them because of mass production of goods, really, including food. Everything, the resources are so readily available and accessible to everybody and to the masses in a way that they weren't 300 years ago. They weren't,
right?
Which is why only the smart, high IQ people could come to America to homestead, to do the land. And if you were a woman, you had to make sure that the man was capable in the world, and which is why your biology still for tens of thousands of years, even as in an agrarian society, which is when we stopped being hunters and gatherers and we started like farming in societies, which was only about 10,000 years ago. But even during that time, it was still very difficult to survive.
Yeah.
So like biologically, you're like, who can handle the resources, who's got the resources. That was the only thing. That's why, like, if you ever see, like if you go to, like, 1847, like, newspapers, men put in, like, the classified ads for dating, because there was actually dating, but then it was like, I have 81 acres, I've got 12 heads of cow, and it was to show that they had the resources to survive. Now we don't have to worry about that. In fact, you don't even know who's wealthy and who's not. You can't, someone could fake the wealth, which is why from like the thing now where like as a woman, everyone could look, so a person could look so successful. Plus you don't even need it. You have your own money. See, that's what's happened. It's not that we hate each other or like, because like even in cultures like Korea, like the divide is more sharper there in like East Asian countries between like women and men than it is here. Like it actually is like people date less there. They have less sex. They also have different political views, even more extreme than we have here. Like in Korea, South Korea, which is a very homogeneous population. Women are more left-leaning, men are more conservative there economically and politically because it's just the way it is. And the reason is because the natural pressures that were evolutionary are not there anymore. Everyone can survive. You work, you have a career, and then yes, you're still, but you really don't need like you don't have to have someone take care of you, and so you're less. Let's just be honest, like less. What would be the less pressured or even needy to just get with someone who can survive. And in my opinion, I think that's a good, like in the 50s or 20s or whatever, like a lot of sometimes the men weren't that nice. So like, it's kind of a good thing that like people have the choice now,
right?
To just like stay single as they age, and now, there's.
And be self-sufficient.
And be self-sufficient, and which is why a great economy. And I'm so sorry, you are so awesome.
Keep going.
No, but which is why a great economy, for women hurt the most when there's a recession. Women have to stay in relationships longer. A great economy, a true capitalistic economy, is the best for women because they don't have to have somebody. Yeah. They don't have to get married. In fact, you could co-parent. You could have your own child. You could.
Yeah, you could literally have a child without a part
Yeah, which is why capitalism is so important. But please share.
No, I think, man, so many thoughts. I think it's a good thing and a bad thing. I've seen it be a detriment a little, but for the most part, I think that it's an amazing thing. I think how terrifying to like feel the mercy of others. Men wouldn't like that, and women didn't like that.
Correct.
So I think that that's a good thing. But unfortunately, I do think like sometimes the male ego and like the way that like men want to feel and like the psychology of a male, because we just are so different. Yet so like I don't know if they can handle that and handle living in a world like that. And so that's what we're seeing now is the failure of a lot of relationships because men probably want what it was like back then, but they still want but we also live in an economy where they still need sometimes double income to raise the family. So it's just like, I blame no one in this. I do think that we've all collectively made it worse in certain regards. I think sometimes it's like best to go back to your roots and like our animalistic like nature of just like, okay, well, who's going to help me as far as like who's gonna, genetically, who's going to compensate for what I need or whatever the case may be. I think sometimes that would be better off. But now we are completely spoiled and we have so many things to analyze. Well, do they do this? And what's their political beliefs? And do they like my music? And what do they look like? And their friends? And it's just all so much that we are like basing this decision off of. And I think it's probably a lot simpler than we're making it. And yeah, every time I go on social media, it's a video of a girl trying to
Be in Bali?
be in Bali. No, it's like dump your boyfriend, do this.
Okay. I want to talk about that. Okay. 2 things. Number 1, there's 2 parts to this. What we don't know is what happens when a bunch of women are single as they age. There seems to be a link between women being single and mental illness. Like
being single and mental illness?
As they age. Like psychosis and things of that nature.
I believe it.
It can happen. And then also, there's actually more, you touched on this, there's a high, if you study like men under 25, like between 18 and 25, they have a way more favorable view of women than women age 18 to 25 have a view of men. So women are actually getting brainwashed at a lot higher rates than men to hate men, which is this weird thing of like, why would social media do that? What's the factors there? I have no idea. I don't know if there's anything sinister or if it's just the way it is, but go ahead if you like.
Which has kind of been looped into feminism, which I don't like. There's misandry and then there's feminism. And I hate now, it's an insult now to call a woman like, oh, you're a feminist, you're one of those. Wait, you mean someone who supports and loves women? Why would I not be a feminist? I am a woman. You know how silly that would be for me to say like, no. But now do I understand there's like an idea that people have of feminism and like maybe a more toxic. Yeah, no, I don't like subscribe to that. I think that's ridiculous. I do not hate men. But there are certain things that, like you said, like are important for women to have, self-autonomy. Yeah, we should be able to.
Correct. I agree.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of things. But what was your question?
No. We were just talking about how it's this the paradigm is women are getting fed. Young women are getting fed that like men are terrible, but younger men have a higher view on women. I'm a little
skeptical of that, but because I think right now I'm seeing like both sides of it pretty heavy. But I know that they like to say like, man, we love you guys and you just hate us. And I think women hate what has been done to them, and so it's like turn them really cold and bitter. I think that like our default is really to be nurturing and loving and to trust a man and to give them our all. And we usually pay that like, I think both sides pay an ultimate price. Men are expected.
Did you have an abusive relationship? Like the way you said, what has been done to us? Like, are you speaking for women in general? Did you have because I feel like most women who are even like right leaning, they have like this horrible thing where like somebody like beat them up. Yeah.
So I was never physically abused.
Okay.
Thank God.
And then elaborate on what you mean when you say
what
was
done to us. Yeah.
Correct.
So I think that like sometimes what happens, and I speak for all women and for myself personally.
Okay.
From personal experience and from and just like, and you just know these things because I have relationships with many women and and many friendships, but we all seem to have a story where like a guy was really just like not completely genuine. There's always like a different motive. And I think I saw this video of this girl and it was like it was a great video, and she explained that she's like, I am more than happy to pay for half the date if it means that you will not expect me to have sex with you at the end of it or in the near future. And I thought that was like so sad, because it's gotten to the point now where we, like, they're good-natured women, and I'm not saying all of them are like this, but the majority of women do want true love. We've watched the movies. We do fall into that. We want that romance, right? The, you know, that happy fantasy. And so when she said that, I thought, yeah, you know, it really has gotten to the point where it feels extremely inauthentic to be a part of something where someone is just doing whatever they can, whatever face and front they have to do in order to get the end goal. And like, man, what kind of foundation is that? I think, you know, it's really difficult to know that a lot of men, not all men, but a lot of men just do not respect me as a human being, like, whatsoever. So that is like very difficult for me. And I'm like,
do you think because have you been over, like, so I do think so. And I'm not like I just like the opening conversation, and, and like that was I read that, but I think I really try to be as objective as possible. I think men do respect you. Do you feel like I think do you think you're over sexualized? Do you think you like me as a friend, like you're willing to hang out with me because I've known you for years and I've never done anything weird, like I've never do you which is the I wonder, like.
That's 1,000% why it is. You don't want anything. You don't want anything from me. You don't expect anything from me. And just like women, you know, I think, well, I guess that can be argued. I think a lot of men feel like women expect them to pay for things and to be like this financial, to be their little bank. And that's not right. It's just not right. And but I do think that for the most part, like, women want to be respected and seen and heard, and sometimes that only happens either for a short time until they come knocking for what they've, you know, it's like a slot machine.
See, I see now. I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, it's like very transactional. And what I don't like is that, like, women are portrayed as transactional beings. But I think our stakes are a bit higher because we are the ones that are having the children. No one wants to get abandoned by, like, the person that should be supporting, helping support them. They should both be supporting the child, but it's a team effort. And so I think that's super important. And I think, yes, women should 1,000% be selective when it comes to that. And men should as well, for the sake of their offspring, for the sake of their life.
Right.
It's like the most important decision you can make. So yes, we both have to be selective, but again, like, I just, like.
Do you think, and just I'm going off like, I'm putting this together, and I'm not saying you at all, because I know how you were raised, I know how you are, and I don't even really care anyway. I mean, dude, I'm I think you kind of know how I am in my personal life, but like, do you think that women who, like, maybe go through hookup culture a little bit, then are those the ones? Because I read this statistic that they asked women if they regret having sex with someone.
Yeah.
And it was all based on, and I'm serious, like, if they had an orgasm or not. So it's like if they felt like the man was just like 5 minutes and then he got off and then it felt cheap.
Dipped on her.
Yes. But like if a woman came like 3 times, she was like, oh yeah, no, I don't regret that. And when women have one night stands with each other, they actually have a higher report of satisfaction and, like, non-regret in a one night stand. But it was, like, linked to, like, orgasms and, like, which is a very interesting.
Like, so women were saying that they don't regret it
if they had an orgasm.
They have.
No. So if a woman has an orgasm, she does not regret the one.
Oh, I see.
So if she felt like the man was, like, into, which everyone should know that.
Right.
I can't believe everyone.
Right. I'm like,
that.
Shouldn't that be the goal? But
it should be. But I'm telling you, there are psychopaths. I mean, I've known women. I've known women who are psychopaths in that regards,
Really?
who are just like once they have
Oh,
pleasure, they could care
man.
less.
Yeah.
Which is a whole thing. Like when if you're used to like being around or dating women who aren't like that, and then you meet those types.
That is crazy.
It's a very
That is
even
wild.
as a man, you can feel a little empty. You're like, wow, I just like
completely got
yeah,
used.
yeah, I got used. Now,
Yeah.
now, in our minds, I guess we can handle it better.
Right.
But I don't know. I'm so I mean, we have a level. We can switch a trigger. I mean, men are a lot more ability to be more just like a lot of things. Like it, it's like gay men. Like if you've ever known any gay men, like they can just go have sex like 3 or 4 different
Oh my
dudes.
gosh,
in
they're
one night.
animals
They're
when it
animals.
comes
Yeah,
to sex.
they're
I had an employee at not an employee, my
Yeah.
coworker at Starbucks.
Mhm.
It's like it was a story every week, and I was like, wow, this is what it's like
As a
for
gay man.
men. Because the horny in the men never goes away. So when you get a gay man, like it's just
I'm so nice. Sometimes like I talk to everybody, and I've had many gay men either think I was like bi or gay or just they didn't even
maybe
care.
because you're just friendly. Yeah.
Dude, I had this one guy, like we were at a swimming pool, and I was with folks with special needs, but they were all there. Like he was with somebody, and I was talking to like some of his friends because he was with women too, and then like somebody said something, and I just said like, no, I'm very open minded. I love people, and I think he took it the wrong way, and he was in a Speedo. He got out of the swimming pool with like an erection in a Speedo,
Oh my gosh.
and wanted my contact, and I'm like, now I know how women feel, which is why I've heard this thing, but it's so true. Like because I've never been to a gay club, but I had a friend. He went and he was like as a joke, because usually like girls will go to gay clubs just to hang out, but like you ever see like at like 2:00 in the morning, like at a gay club in Salt Lake, the bars closed down, but like in other big cities where like the guys are like they're all like doing some sort of like dance or something, and like, they're so happy because it's like 2:00 and they all know that they're going home with somebody, like they know it's going to happen
Like,
because they're at a
oh
gay
my
club.
gosh.
But like if women had, there's this thing you can get. It's like because here is like the market, multi-level marketing capital of the world. Like everyone has like beauty products or like some, but it's this thing where you can like take in like you can like rub it here and it's like testosterone or something. And like if women could for a day understand the testosterone that men have running through the blood.
I've always thought about this.
Dude, I think we talked about that. But like your testosterone is probably like 60. Mine is still like 900. Last time I got it checked, like naturally.
Oh my god, that's quite a
and,
jump.
And I'm dude, I'm as good. I think I'm as I mean, the other thing is I talk to a lot of people. I have a lot of friends, so it's like maybe I can afford to be more like selective or picky because I have a wide network. You know what I mean? Because I can see both ways. Because if like but you walk around, you go rub this and get your testosterone with like 900, and like
Oh my
and
God.
see how you feel. Like
Right.
because that's a different level of energy, and it doesn't like I don't, not even just sex, like I could go months without any sort of ejaculation or anything.
Right.
My brain can do it, and after like a few days you don't even care, like even as a man, if you're disciplined enough to do it,
Yeah.
after a few days you're just like, oh, I don't care. Your brain starts and you can
It can focus on other things.
it can focus on other things if you've actually done it before.
Right.
But to on the flip side, women have this high testosterone, and if a man ever goes to a gay bar, a single guy, he'll have an idea of what women constantly deal with. So it's a fascinating thing, and I try to be, and I have a lot of female friends. I try to be. I think like the social media does. I think like to your point about you're like men. I think it's a. Would you say, because I'm guessing, I don't know for sure, but like you. And you're smart as hell, and you are my friend. I've known you for several years. I really have. Know how good of a quality human you are, and I know you just for okay. But like, do you think that maybe your experience with, have you been maybe in the past or whatever? Maybe have you met or been more inclined to a certain type of person, and maybe those dudes that you were linking with, and I don't even know what you did, I don't care, but like maybe they were a specific type of person who is more inclined to do that because they've done it before. Maybe subconsciously you could sense that, and you were almost attracted to that, but you couldn't quite put your finger on it. And then once you were in it, and once you had a few bad experiences with this type of person, you were like, okay, now this is men. When the reality of like most men, like age 25 to 34, they're not even having sex. 35% of men between 25 and 34 don't even have sex in the last year. So do you think maybe like the men that you kind of had an experience with?
1,000%.
Okay.
I can with like some sense of realistic accountability. 1,000%. I think that Do I still think it's right the way they act? No,
Right.
but I think there was definitely signs where I was like, okay, there's something there, and I'm just like, I'm not a promiscuous person. I've not been with many people by any means, and so, but yeah, there were signs, and I realized, okay, what is happening inside me that is like, or in my brain that is attracted to this type of person, But you're right. You're completely right. The only thing is that I would challenge is would those guys that don't have sex as much be any different if they had the option?
Well, I think they're naturally their makeup and how they are, what their energy is more inclined to be like analytical, logical. Like they're engineers. They're people like, I mean, some of them are just losers because they don't care.
Yeah, they don't do anything with their life.
In fact, I don't even believe it. Like I'm not trying to. I never believed that there was that stat.
What's
because that a third of men aren't having sex in the last year. I mean, I guess that's technically true, but you got to be pretty bad. I mean, but then.
Well, that at that point.
When I say pretty bad, I don't mean like physically.
No,
because I don't. I promise you, I don't care. And,
I know what you mean.
And I feel like right now, like
the perfect word you said was loser. Yeah, it's someone who has no.
Yeah, you got to if you have a peg leg and a patch on your eye, if you go out and talk to 50
1,000%,
you will find one or two who will hang out with you.
Come on, man, it's a numbers game. Like, just do it. Like, it's
I didn't say that. You said that, but it's. I'm serious. I don't. I try not to cheapen my time or my, but absolutely, you could have a peg leg and a patch
and still be able to do it, and that's why, and because I truly believe in my heart that like women like will fall in love with you if you are like the right person for them, if there's that compatibility.
And the thing is like if you literally just keep, there's two parts to this. This is why I go out and talk to people, and I don't think my lifestyle is the same for everybody. I mean, I'm pretty crazy too at times now.
Crazy busy, but also like. I've got a little I'm not a psycho, so 100% not a psychopath. Okay.
But I've got a switch I can to go.
Right.
Where like I will do anything to do what I have to do.
Yeah.
Like
don't we all?
Not like hurting people. I'm
No.
like I'm a libertarian. Like I'm running as a congressman for I believe the non-aggression principle. You don't have any right to infringe on my rights. I don't have any. So like I live with that. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why. So everything's
right.
But like, there's something in my DNA that's like. I'll die for my dreams. I'll get shot. I'll say whatever I have to say. I'll fight to the end.
Right. Do you think that comes from a desire of like, of either power or love, or just
I think it's
women?
just inbred. It's not even with women. It's like I think I've got a switch in my brain that when I want to go to it, I can endure almost any pain.
Yeah.
And things are not going to bother me. I mean, I've had a hernia surgery and just stayed awake the whole time. I've had a hip replacement. I kind of enjoy the art of transforming myself and dealing with that. Those are psychopath. If you can have a hernia surgery and deal with the pain, like I have an ability to go places. So I'm very empathetic. I love people. So I do it. I'm definitely not a flaw, but I have a little bit of those Machiavellian. What are those? No, the dark triad traits. I'm 1,000% in that.
Yeah,
It's just.
It's good that you recognize that.
Yeah, I do, and I use it for good.
And use it for your advantage.
But I just I'm willing to, I'm willing to roll the dice. I'm willing to do what needs to be done, and I think I was born like that. I think my dad was like that, and I think that's why I survived. I mean, and it's just the way my ancestors were. So somebody had that in them.
Yeah, and now it's in you.
And now it's in me. And
it really is something that I'm sure you've had even before the hernia. I'm sure that made you even... Always.
I don't ever let fear get in my head. Like, I'm willing to go talk to anybody, anytime, anywhere, for any reason.
Yeah.
Like, I go canvas now, and then, like, sometimes the doors will be like, no soliciting. I still knock on the doors.
Yeah. I love that.
I just am willing to do it.
Yeah, you have to. You have to,
and always with respect and love.
Yeah, of course.
Like, I don't ever harm anybody. I've never proactively harmed anyone, and I've never, but I absolutely will almost do what I think is right.
That's
even
a good
if it's
thing.
wrong.
That is that is an amazing thing. I truly believe that. I wish there were more people like that. Just like whatever it takes, like no excuses. I think.
And the thing is that nature rewards that. Like I'm not saying this with me, but like
Yeah.
women will always know when you try.
A million.
And if you will try, if you do anything, like if you literally will just try if you are any different, if you're not playing video games,
Yeah.
women will. It is impossible. You cannot.
1,000,000%.
If you have you meet enough people and the people see you consistently, they're like. Like
Yeah.
because no one does.
Absolutely.
To be fair to women, like there is such a like the bar is like most men don't try, and the ones that do, and then the problem is the ones that do
Get
you
maybe
meet a
all
lot
of it, and maybe and that's what their argument is, right? Is that like there's a few percentage of men that are like taking all the hose. It's like no, that like it's just
It's the men who try. The men who are energetic and try. Women
Right.
know those are the ones who move society forward, and in their
Absolutely.
mind they're like, "Fuck, I can't help it."
yes,
I mean,
it
what's
is
your choice?
undeniable.
What's
It
your
is
choice, you know?
undeniable. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just something that, yeah, it's undeniable.
And you
and
try.
women feel that.
And I'm almost 40, so I try. I do my best to not. Like I mean, like I've definitely just have evolved myself, and I don't see women as I have a lot more open view on like sexuality and like
Yeah.
how we are and like sex and for years that's what was talked about. It was like that. I don't know how it went from that to like sex being bad. I don't know. But then again, am I just a man and am I crazy?
No,
And then the men would say, well, if a woman sleeps around, she's more prone to cheat. And I'm just like, dude, I think the answer to all this is like co-parenting. Like, I wonder if me and you, like, we have such a good energy, and not me and you, but I'm saying like people like us, if we had a baby together, like, could we not co-parent it? Like, we don't have to.
Right.
We don't
like,
have to
that's
be in a
what
relationship.
That's what I
Could we
mean
not?
by like we're overcomplicating things a bit. Like it's really a lot more simple, and I think now we just have like so many different conditions and standards, and like I'm leaving as soon as you do this
So
one little
crazy.
thing, and it's like
Yes.
wow, we are so imperfect. We are going to hurt each other multiple times probably throughout our life, and like why not just like stick it out with that one person? It will, in my opinion, it would mean so much more. The relationship would be so much
I
deeper.
think about that too. I
Would
think
be
about
so
that
much
too.
deeper, and I think yeah, we can like we're definitely discarding each other left and right.
So
I
true.
think both sides, but
Yeah.
yeah, I think about that all the time. I do sympathize for men. I cannot imagine what it's like to have that much testosterone daily. I mean, I feel that way probably peak during my period.
Yeah.
That's probably when I
thought
feel
it was
the most.
when you're ovulating. I thought women are like the most sexual when they're ovulating. That's what all my friends tell me.
Personally, for me, it's like when I'm on my period, I feel
Why
it the
is
most.
that? Do you
I
know?
have no idea.
Because you can't conceive.
Yeah, yeah, maybe it's a little before or after, but
Yeah.
I've definitely felt it during my period as well. So
That's
yeah,
nothing to you. Do you realize?
it is nothing. I'm
No,
sure it's
no.
nothing.
At like you at your peak is like some dude like on a Tuesday. Like he's like at the office and he's like
He's dying.
fuck.
Like they can't focus, and so that's why it's so important for men to have like purpose and stuff. They can't like let that control
Correct,
them. There
correct.
is discipline there.
You know.
I'm not saying that like it's not real. It's 1,000% real. Like look at the way some men act in order to get that. And look at what men violently do to women to get that. So clearly the desire is strong. I am not disputing that, but that does not mean that men have a responsibility to discipline that part of themselves. They need to like find things that like they need to find their purpose, and women can sense that, women can feel that, and in turn if they do that they'll probably end up getting more sway with women. So like you said, nature will reward you for that, like that.
Yeah.
It's just I think we all need to start bringing our best foot forward. Like we really need to start doing that, and I think a lot of men just don't want to do that. We live in an abundance. Why would they need to? They can just DoorDash. They can game all day.
Oh, you can watch porn.
You can
You
watch
don't need to go out
porn
and
all
talk
day.
to girls. Why would you talk to girls when you can just dial it up on
Yeah,
your phone?
exactly.
There's no need to do that. You just get
Yeah,
all your instant
exactly.
gratification in
Yeah,
2 minutes.
It's
You don't even
just,
have to.
Yeah,
You can have anything you want in front. And our mind was never meant to have that much sexual
Power.
variety. I mean, dude, we're not meant to. Like, if you're a dude and you go talk to like our tribes, we were small tribes with a few amount of people. That's what we have originally evolved from. And now, like the variety that we have of people coming at us and the stimulus, Which is why I say that, like, I mean, there's a lot of pros and cons to growing up in the world that we have grown up in.
Yeah, there is.
Because like my ancestors, like, dude, the wonderful things and experiences I've had, they never would have had. They'd be like, what the fuck? It'd be like reserved for like some king or like some, you know.
Right, right. Yeah, and like, yeah, there are so many luxuries that we have. I'm grateful for my bed. I'm grateful for a warm house, shower. There are so many things we have to be grateful for. But we are squandering it by living it to the total extreme. And I think we need to get back to like doing hard things.
I know.
and if we live in a world where it's easy to live easy, then we need to start giving ourselves some hard tasks.
Yes.
Some things that like it's a little annoying to do, but that is like what shapes us. That is what's gonna like sharpen iron.
Yes.
So it's just, I think, yeah, I try to do that. I really don't ever want to get like too comfortable or too soft. Like I want to be able to like withstand some things. I've been going through like, are we like, we have to wrap up? Or?
Yeah, we should.
Totally.
But I want to hear this next time.
Yeah, let's
I want to hear this next time. And thank you for watching this. Hope you're doing awesome. Peace.
Bye.
Lars, we're out. Lars, we're here. Sorry. I want to do the. Oh, sorry. I feel like I wanted to be respectful of because I did book this for 5:15, but I so wanted to hear what you were going to say. Actually.
No, you're fine.
I want to do it again. I want to do it with you and Taylor.
We'll do a longer one.
Let's do one. I want to see if we can get. Where's Lars? Doing a lot of podcasts lately, and he told me it's getting too hard. It's getting too like I gave him like a couple free, but I just can't keep doing it. But also he knows, so he's gonna. But do you remember last time? So the people we made this video, and I put it as when your friend comes to work and treats you like her brother, and people love that video.
Oh, really? They like it?
People like the videos where we're doing something and.
It just depends what it is.
No, well, first of all, okay. Well, do you mean like as far as like people like?
All I gotta say is it can't be a kiss on the cheek again.
Oh no, exploitive. No, I'm not gonna make it exploitive. Dude, you should have talked about your. Yeah, let's talk about your boyfriend next time.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
Lars, we're done. We're done. I didn't want to go too far.
There you go. Sorry, I thought I heard my name. I had headphones on, so I couldn't tell.
Do
You were like, did I hear my name?
I was like, did I hear somebody?
Can we do?